Are the creators of Miraculous Ladybug really stealing ideas from fans? Let me show you some surprising evidence that reveals how ZAG might be copying fans and no one has noticed. Hey, beautiful people, I'm Black Cat, and if there's one thing the Miraculous fandom knows how to do, it's crafting amazingly good fanfics. Who hasn't stumbled upon a reveal of identities fic online, right? I used to love reading those stories back in the day, but lately, I've started noticing some similarities between the series and the fanfics we used to read, like Marinette getting akumatized, for example. But what if I told you that ZAG even copied the name of Marinette's akumatization from one of those fanfics? Would you believe it? Back in 2019, the account Ladybug posted several parts of a fic on Tumblr where Marinette was being mistreated by Lila, who deliberately blackmailed her, making Marinette a victim of one of Hawkmoth's accumulations and turning her into Lady Justice. If you didn't catch that, in the episode Ladybug from Season 4, Lila managed to akumatize almost the entire school because of a lie she spread about Marinette. This led to Sabine nearly becoming the Queen of Truth and Marinette the Princess of Justice. Notice how Marinette's akumatization name and even Lila's role in causing it are strikingly similar to what was described in that comic I showed you. It was so similar, in fact, that back then some fans even made memes like, "Trust me, just don't make it exactly like that fic." Although the comic is entirely in English, I'll leave the link pinned in the comments for those who want to check it out. Some older international fans of Miraculous Ladybug once commented on a very good fic that depicted an evil ladybug and cat noir who used their miraculous to terrorize the people of Paris. Meanwhile, a heroic Hawkmoth, acting as a detective, was trying to uncover the identities of these terrible villains. And no, I'm not talking about Shadybug and Claw Noir. This was actually a very old Miraculous fic, possibly from 2017 or 2018. And from the little you've seen, it's clear that this might have been an inspiration for the Paris special that brought the concept of heroes becoming villains, albeit in another timeline. Most episodes of Miraculous in this What If style are heavily inspired by fanfics and fan comics. Cat Blanc is living proof of this. Everyone wanted to see a cat noir who'd been akumatized and gone completely off the rails, and some fanfics even took it further, having him kill Ladybug. This actually happens in the episode, where our little kitty uses his cataclysm on Ladybug along with the entire city of Paris. Over on Reddit, I saw some international fans debating whether Cat Blanc was ZAG blatantly stealing fan ideas without a second thought. Honestly, I wouldn't vouch for them at all. The amount of stuff this company has undoubtedly taken from fans probably isn't even fully documented. So stick around, because things are about to get spicy. Did you know that the episode Elation from Season 5 was basically massive fan service for Marichat fans? Think about it, fans had been asking for a Marichat-centric episode for years, and the producers always ignored them. Then, out of nowhere, they drop Elation, packed with adorable moments between these two. Not to mention, there was even a kiss between Marinette and Cat Noir, while Adranette was left gathering dust. And since we're on the topic of fanfics, tell me what kind of Miraculous fanfics you like to read. I'd love to know your preferences. Who knows, I might even read one myself. Recently, I uploaded a video about Manon being Lila from the future. If you're not aware of the new evidence that's come up, I suggest you check out that video. I'll pin the link in the comments after this one, okay? In the video, we see that Manon has 3 types of flowers that bear a striking resemblance to Lila's personas, Cerise, Iris, Vert, and Naja. But let's keep 2 things in mind. First, the series was initially meant to have only 3 seasons. That means Season 3, where Lila was introduced, was supposed to be the last one. However, since the series became a massive success, of course, ZAG wasn't going to let it end there. The interesting part is that a small faction of the fandom suddenly began theorizing that Lila might be Manon from the future due to similarities like their facial structure, hair color, and especially the flowers on Manon's toy monkey. However, another part of the fandom dismissed this theory as impossible or even ridiculous. Back then, we didn't know that Lila wore green contact lenses, while Manon has honey-colored eyes. There was also the fact that Manon has bunny-like teeth, reminiscent of Monica, while Lila's teeth are normal, and so on. But I think ZAG and Thomas saw the fan theories and decided to turn them into reality because, seriously, out of nowhere, more and more evidence started popping up suggesting that Lila might indeed be Manon from the future, something that wasn't happening before. Think about it. If the series was only supposed to have 3 seasons, why suddenly include this arc about Lila being Manon from the future? Pretty curious, right? But hold on, we're not done yet. If you're enjoying this video, why not leave a like? It really helps me out, okay? Ever since Zoe was introduced to the series as Chloe's half-sister, we've gradually learned that Zoe is part of the LGBTQ community. We just don't know yet if she's bi, pan, or lesbian. And man, I always thought she strongly resembled Gwenpool, a female version of Deadpool, who also has short blonde hair with pink tips. Coincidentally or not, Gwenpool is also part of the LGBT LGBTQ community, as she identifies as arose, aromantic and asexual. But while writing this script, I noticed another Marvel character who looks remarkably similar to Zoe. Brace yourselves, her name is also Zoe Zimmer from the Ms. Marvel universe. I don't know if this was a massive coincidence on ZAG's part, or if they deliberately wanted to imitate this character. Besides sharing the same name, Marvel's Zoe also has pink highlights in her hair and ends up falling in love with her best friend, Nakia. Unfortunately, Nakia doesn't reciprocate her feelings, but still comforts Zoe, giving her the support she needs. This scene reminded me so much of Zoe confessing her feelings to Marinette, who, up to that point, was the closest person to her. But since Marinette is in love with Adrian, all she could do for Zoe was support her as a friend. This is wild. Not only is ZAG copying fans, but now they seem to be copying Marvel too. Oh, and let's not forget how the opening of the Paris special looked way too similar to the Avengers intro, and the fact that Ladybug herself is clearly inspired by Spider-Man. I think it's safe to say that since season 1, people have been imagining what it would be like if Marinette had Cat Noir's Miraculous and Adrian had Ladybugs. In fact, the images you're seeing now are concept art of how Marinette would look as Cat Noir. And here's the kicker, this concept art came out way before the Reflector episode, where we first saw Mr. Bug and Lady Noir. Of course, to make it less obvious, ZAG made sure to tweak Lady Noir's design. Do you remember the anime version of Miraculous and Ladybug? Maybe some of you don't even know about it, but back then, the characters' names weren't Felix and Bridget, they were Adrian Gretsch and Marinette Dupain-Lucheng. Felix and Bridget were alternative names that fans themselves came up with to differentiate the 2D and 3D versions. And why am I mentioning this? Because years after the 3D series debuted, Felix appeared in the series. Not only does he have a design similar to the original Adrian, but ZAG specifically chose to name him Felix, a name fans had coined to identify this character. Sure, this could have been a simple homage, but it doesn't change the fact that the producers opted for the fan-created name instead of coming up with something entirely new. Now, I want to know your opinion. Do you think ZAG is really stealing ideas and fan art from the fans, or is this all just a coincidence? Oh, and if you'd like to support the channel directly, become a member and enjoy all the exclusive perks, okay? Thank you so much for watching this far. See you next time, my kittens.